Hello again, hope you're doing well. You may notice that in my background, something changed just very slightly from my last video when I did the room tour. This right here was at the time my current rotation. Well, it turns out after I put everything away, as you do when you put things away, you put something here, everything has to kind of shift down and move around. Well, I needed the expansion space, so I got rid of the current rotation just so I have a little bit more space. But you know, that's the thing here and there. You take a moment in time, and that's what you roll with. So after looking through my Discogs and everything after I'd filmed my room tour, I noticed that it wasn't 1 year of pickups that I've missed. It's actually 2. So I've been gone much longer than I realized, and life just got in the way, and that's basically why I didn't post. But I'm back now, so what I planned on doing was, instead of making it one long video that's longer than any of the Lord of the Rings extended, I'm going to make this into a mini-series. So I'm going to show about 10 to 15 albums each video, and I'm going to stagger these out. There's a few other things that I want to talk about that's going to be kind of intermixed. So I'm going to make these into parts, and you'll see those come out in the next coming weeks or so. So if you happen to see a mix of shirts or different things, I'm planning on actually filming all these in one chunk and then releasing them out after a few weeks. So let's just go ahead and get started. I didn't put any rhyme or reason to any of these, but they are going to be in alphabetical order each video. And that's mainly because after I'm done filming, it's just going to be much easier for me to file these back. So the first one is an album I think should be in every collection. I'm not sure if I showed this on the channel, but this is just one that I happen to start out with, so we'll make this the baseline. This is one that I got at a really good deal, and I'm hoping to get original pressing because I've heard differences between the original pressing of this album and the new one, and I think the new one strips a little bit of the bottom end from it. However, with my setup, I like to kick the bottom end up anyway, so it really didn't matter when it came to my ears with the mixing. But the first one is a whole bunch of glare, is AC/DC's Back in Black. This is on standard black with the custom inner label. I think Atlantic is the label that you'll see when it comes to the original pressing. And it did really have a nice picture inner sleeve. This is one of my favorite albums of all time. It's a landmark album. You know most of these songs, and they're well known for a reason. It's a really wonderful album from start to finish. One of my as close to perfect albums that I could pick. This would be in my perfect 10 club. And maybe I'll do a video on all the 10 albums. I have actually quite a bit that I like that are 10 albums, so this would definitely be on there. So we have that one first. The next one is, yes, the one with the complicated name. This is Sombra do Vida by a band called Bulgarians, and this is on orange wax, and it does come with a really nice poster. This is a indie rock band that sings mostly in non-English, but I feel that it doesn't matter what the language is, as long as I like the music, I'll like the music. And this was a Vinyl Me Please pressing. I actually got this via kind of a trade, but it does come with a really nice poster. I'm not sure the orientation of this. That's, yeah, probably there. And it does have the lyrics. Indie rock, really, really good stuff. I highly recommend it if you are willing to, you know, expand your horizons a little bit and listen to something kind of unconventional when it comes to English lyrics. I highly recommend it. The next one is a band that I've talked a bit about on the channel before. You probably saw that I had a shirt from them in the room tour. And this is Churches, The Bones of What You Believe. This is their debut album. So this was the very first album. This was the last one on my list to pick up. There's a few more that feature some of their songs that I need to pick up, but the main line studio albums. This was the last one I needed to pick up. It's on standard black, and I don't think it had a picture sleeve. Let me just double check. What it does have is that the poster, or is that a picture sleeve? No, it is a really nice picture sleeve. This is one of, I say this about a lot, but Chvrches is a band that I really, really, really love. And The Mother We Share is one of my favorite songs of all time, and that's what opens this album. But there are so many other really good synth songs on here, especially Gun, We Sink, Night Sky. If you know, some of our Chvrches community, why that song is kind of important, and it's a really, really good synth album from the early the 2000s. It's one of my favorite albums, and I'm so glad to finally have that on vinyl. I'm going to keep things rolling here. Aha! So this is an artist that I happened to actually go see last year, and I'm planning on doing a concert kind of diary about what happened with that particular concert. But this is an artist that I have been wanting to see for a very, very, very long time, and I finally got to see them last year. And this is one of my favorite albums by them. And what I know how everything went into this is one of my best sounding records in my collection. And that is Foo Fighters' Wasting Light. This is cut at 45 RPM. So it sounds absolutely fantastic. I have the CD of this. And one really cool thing about this album is the way the band recorded it. It was garage rock, basically recorded in Dave Grohl's studio, fully analog. And what's really cool about the CD release, it does come with the really nice picture sleeve. Actually, I think there were two in there. But what was really nice about those, yes, there were two. So here's the first, and here was the second. If you bought the CD of this, they actually gave you a piece of the master tape from those recording sessions. So for a fan like me who's been waiting like 15 years to see them and who loves their music, it was an absolute one. I love hearing that album on vinyl finally. Finally glad to have it. I'm going to keep things rolling along. Yes. For those people who know me, you'll know that I talked about the Twilight record. For the longest time, that was my biggest grail. It's not in this video, and will be coming up where I talk a little more in depth. But there's a particular artist that I always said they kind of, not plagiarized, but there's a song on this next album that sounds a lot like the guitar solo on the song Decode. And you're gonna see a price sticker on the back. I paid that for the actual sleeve. I did not pay this price for this. I paid a little bit more, but I wanted this album for quite some time. And that is Godsmack When Legends Rise. It's on this really nice. Is that gray? What does it say it is? It just says marble. So it's like this gray marble, and it did come with a nice lyric sheet for the record. When it comes to these, I just want to have poly sleeves. I mean, I like the lyric sheets, but sometimes it could ruin the record, really depending on how careful you have to be. This is their second to last album. Not many people like this album. It's just, some of it sounds generic for some people, but I love this album a lot. I like I said in my tour video, my room tour, I got to see them, and hearing those songs live was just so really awesome. It was really nice to go back and see a whole bunch, of their their previous catalog and hear the new stuff. And I was real close to the stage when I saw that show, and it was really a really fun time. And I'll go in depth in my tour retrospective or my concert diary with that. But really happy to have that. The next one is one I got for Christmas one year. I didn't pay this price, what's showing on here. I got it during a deal for a Black Friday deal, but Michael Jackson's, I believe this is, yeah, Dangerous. I'm not sure if I showed this on the channel before, but I'm just going to say it is now. It is on silver wax. There is no gatefold. It is a single pocket release, but it did have the printed inner sleeves. Let me go ahead and move this over here. I'm trying to be a little bit more organized in with the way I do things, but it did come with the custom inners with the lyrics. This is one that I haven't fully listened to yet. There's a, you'll see with all these ones that I picked up, there's always so much time in the day to listen to. So I'm probably going to listen to that after I finish filming here. No promises on that because of time. But yeah, so I picked that one up. There's certain members of the vinyl community that I think about when I think about this particular band. And I happened to see that this was something that had come out. And I was like, okay. I actually think, I believe I went to this show. And I don't really have anything of this band. So I thought this is a good kind of starter to get to this band. But this is Kiss Off the Soundboard for Virginia Beach from 2004. And I had decided, it came with a shirt, but I had decided what I really like is the LPs are in their own custom sleeves, but I got the green vinyl release of this rather than the standard black. But each one of these is on colored wax. I'll show them all. And I have listened to this, and the quality is really, really good. So it just brought back memories. I've seen Kiss a couple of times live. So it just brought back some really, really great memories. And there. The very first one gives the credits to who was there. It's green on all of those. Yeah, very happy to have had this. And what's really interesting was I bought it exclusive online. Then I saw it at Best Buy, and I was like, you know, it's really interesting because I buy things online, and I have a few friends that are probably watching this now and can validate me on this, that it's notorious that whenever I buy something online, unless it's like Amazon, there's always some sort of weird delay. And there was a news story that had come out for my state saying that it is the 4th worst when it comes to mail. So at least I felt a little validated with that, but still, it's kind of weird when you have you buy something online, you hope to get it on release day, and then you just don't. I have like a really, really bad record when it comes to that. And yeah, it's I mean, it is what it is, but there was one record I got, a Lindsey Sterling record, that went to a completely different state. And it's not even like an adjacent state. It went like 3 states away. And I just can't explain it. It just happens. So the next one, another Walmart release that I had gotten for their Black Friday deal. And Ozzy Osbourne's Diary of a Madman. Finally glad to have this one in the collection. Have listened to this a couple of times. It is really cool. It is on a smoky blue vinyl. It did have the nice printed inner sleeve with this. The mixing on this is great. The Walmart releases, you know, say what you will about them, but sometimes it's really the only place you can get vinyl, and sometimes they actually really do good on their releases. So I like that one. Keeping things rolling here. So this is a Record Store Day release. This is for the artist formerly known as Prince, the Gold Experience. And it is on gold. It is exactly, it's replicating, let me make sure that there was no printed inner sleeves. But this is, yeah, it is replicating what it would have looked like with the promo version. Another one that I need to pop on and listen to. I've bought so much that, you know, sometimes time gets away from you. But I was glad to at least pick it up because I am really happy with getting Prince releases. So really 2 out of these that I haven't listened to is pretty good. I'm going to just keep things rolling here. Aha! So I think I've talked about this band before. I'm going to just double check that I can show the gatefold, because there are some bands I can't show the gatefold here on YouTube. But this is a band that I did show in my tour, my room tour, and one that I talk about with friends, but I probably shouldn't. I don't talk about too much, but still has a close place in my heart. This is Vicinal, 2 Decades of Seether. This is on orange vinyl with a custom label. And this is essentially a greatest hits. Now, to me, Seether is not a greatest hits band, but greatest hits have their place. And for me, when it comes to buying records, because I can only get so and so many records over the span of a year, having a greatest hits is a great way for me to get some songs that I don't have. And it did have nice custom inners. This was Craft Recordings, so Craft Recordings really does knock things out of the park. And the gatefold is just the track listing. I really wish that Holding On to Strings by Electric Fray is one of my favorite albums. It's very underrated, and only having 2 songs from that album be on here is just a shame. I wish that whole album, I'm not sure if it has been on vinyl, but that's one that I would love to have on vinyl, because I really love that album so much, and I just don't have it. You know, you only have so and so many resources. Yes, the next one is so those who know me know that I do like Taylor Swift's music. Not so much recently, but I'm still a fan. And I did happen to pick up Red, Taylor's version. Now, my favorite album of hers is Speak Now. I do not have that yet. I have the original when the pressing came out for the original. But I don't have Taylor's version just yet. I'm holding off just for a little while, because her albums are getting expensive. Yeah, records are just getting expensive in general, if I'm being honest. But it is on multiple albums. It's to the point where I can show all this. It does have the custom inner sleeves, but there are 4 records in this set. In my opinion, this is the way you need to listen to it. And I'm very appreciative that this is on 45 RPM. So that means it's the best sound quality. And this album in recent years has become my favorite by her, but not by much. It's between that and Speak Now. And what I have had to have done was put the records in their own separate sleeve in order for them to not get warped. Now, I'm not going to show all of them, but they do have their own custom labels, and it does sound awesome. The mixing on that is really well done. Just keep in mind, if you're going to go for that, the price is really expensive for what it is, but I enjoy it. I don't put it on all the time, but if I know I'm going to have an evening where I just want to sit and enjoy the music, that's when I go to. Yes, so way back in like the early days of my YouTube channel, I talked about a band called Red Sun Rising and how much I loved them. I think even talked about that back when I had the podcast. I talked a little bit about Red Sun Rising and how much I love them. Well, I was really sad when the band decided to just call it quits or go on hiatus or whatever. But from the ashes of that band came a new act. I don't have their second EP, but I got their first EP, and I'm so glad I got it signed. This is the Violent. This is basically about 3 members of Red Sun Rising that, after everything went, they decided to go their own way. And this is really nice. I love their cover of People Are Strange. This is just a really cool album. And this is the sign wax. Okay, I want to make sure that there wasn't any custom sleeve. Oh, wait. It did come with a sticker in the download code. So it did come with a sticker, which is really cool. This is also Red Sun Rising That is one of their signatures. It's basically The Man on the Moon, that famous film. Love this. This is along the same lines. If you've listened to Red Sun Rising, you know what their sound is like. Go check them out, but check the Violin out. Especially their cover of People Are Strange is great. But Think for Yourself is a really good track. And what I love also is this one is also on 45 RPM, and I had copy 352 of 500, so it was really limited. I love when artists go out of their way to make things special and you know, add a little bit of flair with things. Just going to keep things rolling very quickly so we can get through this and not be like a Peter Jackson film. The next one is a Record Store Day release. Gerard Way, Hesitant Alien. This is on blue vinyl. This was his solo debut record, and it did come with a custom inner sleeve. I have listened to this multiple times. It is very well done. This was one of those albums that I needed to really tick off the need to have this, and I'm so glad to have this. It sounds fantastic. Did a really good job with that pressing. Just going to keep things rolling. Okay. So this is one I had picked up on basically a recommendation on a trade, and this album has a heavy backstory to it. Look it up, but this is one of the hardest albums I've ever listened to because of the emotional gravity behind it, the amount of grief behind it. But it is a wonderful listen if you're willing to sit and listen to it. And this is I'll Look for You in Others by Patricia Wolf. It is based on the grief of basically losing family members during that rough time that we had during the 2020s. But it is, yes, it is a heavy album, but heavy in the emotional weight of the music. It is all instrumental. I know instrumental albums are not really for everybody, but I recommend that you give it a chance. It is really a wonderful album. And the last one for this part is we're going to end it off with a little bit of fun, and that is Tron Legacy, the 2 LP transparent blue and clear. This is Daft Punk, and haven't had a chance to put these in the MoFi sleeves, but LP2 is clear and LP1 is clear blue. This is it's been a while since I've seen the movie, and I'm making sure, making sure that I didn't miss any of the, it came with a really nice art print. There's Daft Punk as well. And there's the track list. I like Daft Punk. This is my only Daft Punk record as of right now. But with the news of the new Tron movie coming, with Nine Inch Nails being the composer of music for there, I'm really excited to hear what Trent Reznor has to put to the the Tron films. I have been on the Tron coaster at Disney World, and it was a lot of fun. So there you go. I'm ending on a soundtrack, at least for now. Thank you so much for checking this video out. If this video isn't posted before, it'll be posted after I get my latest pickup, which is Natasha Bedingfield's Unwritten. So if you're seeing this beforehand, I didn't get enough time to film that to get it uploaded in time for when it actually came out. But if you are seeing this now, it's really going to be before or after I get that record. Have a few other fun videos coming up, but this is part 1 of the series. So if you got here and to the very end, thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you've been listening to. I'd love to have a conversation. Or if you have any of these records, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on those as well. As I say at the end, As I say in everything I'm in, when the waters get rough, please keep on sailing. I believe in you. The world's rough out there, and you know, we need to back each other up. So I believe in you. You got this. And until next time, take care.